ready to explore the world of industrial drones. We're going to dive deep into this cutting-edge tech coming out of Exyn Technologies with using a fascinating essay by Jörg-Owe as our guide.
Right.
They're a leader in multi-platform robotic autonomy, for anyone who's not familiar.
Absolutely.
So we'll get some insights into how these drones are changing industries like mining and construction.
Yeah.
So whether you're a tech enthusiast or just curious about the future of work, this deep dive is definitely for you.
What's really fascinating about Exyn is that they're not just sending, like, flying cameras into these mines.
Right.
They're really tackling a fundamental problem, which is the danger that human workers face when they have to go in and inspect those, like, newly blasted areas.
Okay, so let's unpack that a little bit, because I think it's easy to kind of gloss over.
Sure.
But it's a job that's absolutely critical to make sure that things are stable.
Right.
But it's incredibly risky.
Exactly, and that's where Exyn's drones come in. They're not just taking pictures, right? They're using LiDAR, which stands for light detection and ranging.
Wow.
To create these incredibly detailed 3D maps.
Okay.
It's almost like, think of it like a bat using sound to see in the dark. But in this case, it's for creating these really precise 3D maps.
That's a great analogy.
And then on top of that, they're using SLAM technology, which stands for simultaneous localization and mapping to navigate these complex GPS-denied environments.
Wow. So these things are really state-of-the-art.
Very much so.
So rather than putting a human life at risk, they send in this drone equipped with all these advanced sensors to get a complete picture of the situation.
Exactly. And I think what's often overlooked is that the data these drones collect isn't just about safety.
Right.
It's also about efficiency. NEPHAT points out that Exyn drones have been deployed in over 170 mines across 38 countries.
Wow.
Imagine the time and money saved by using drones to survey these vast areas compared to traditional methods.
Yeah, it's really not just about saving money, though, right? It's about getting access to information that was previously impossible or too dangerous to obtain.
That's a great point. You're absolutely right. These drones are enabling companies to make much more informed decisions.
Yeah.
Which leads to better planning, reduced downtime, and ultimately increased productivity across the board.
This is where it gets really interesting for me.
Yeah.
Schneppet talks about Exyn's partnership with Maestro Digital Mine.
Right.
What's so special about this collaboration?
Well, this partnership is really pushing the boundaries of what's possible in the mining industry.
Okay.
They're combining Exyn's autonomous drones with Maestro's real-time monitoring systems to create this truly integrated solution. Think of it as giving the mine like a digital nervous system.
So they're not just inspecting mines. They're creating a constant stream of data.
Exactly.
That helps make the whole operation safer and more efficient.
Precisely. And it highlights the fact that the real power of this technology comes from integrating it into existing systems.
Right.
Not just using it as like a standalone solution.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
This Maestro partnership seems like a great example of how Exyn is adapting its technology to meet specific industry needs.
Yeah.
But as Schneppet points out, mining isn't the only industry where this tech is taking off.
That's right. We're seeing Exyn's drones being used in construction, oil and gas, and even environmental monitoring.
Oh, wow.
For example, imagine using these drones to inspect oil pipelines for leaks in remote areas, or to monitor deforestation in the Amazon rainforest.
So the potential applications are really vast.
Oh, absolutely.
But what about the challenges?
Sure.
What are some of the hurdles this technology faces as it becomes more widespread?
Well, regulation's a big one.
Yeah, that makes sense.
As with any emerging technology, there are a lot of questions about how to integrate it safely and responsibly into our existing frameworks. Schneppet mentions the evolving landscape for commercial drone use.
Right.
Things like licensing requirements and safety protocols and data privacy concerns.
Yeah, those are all really important considerations.
Absolutely.
What about, like, from a technological standpoint?
Sure.
Are there any limitations or areas where the tech still needs to kind of improve?
For sure. One area that's constantly evolving is battery life.
Right.
Longer flight times would allow these drones to cover larger areas and complete, even more complex tasks.
Makes sense.
Another area is data processing.
Okay.
The amount of data these drones can collect is overwhelming.
Right.
So finding ways to process and analyze all that information more efficiently is going to be really key.
So it's not just about the hardware. It's about the software and the infrastructure needed to support all these sophisticated systems.
Right.
And then there's the whole issue of societal acceptance. As drones become more and more commonplace, people are naturally going to have questions about privacy and security.
For sure.
It's crucial to address those concerns and make sure that the technology is being used ethically and responsibly.
Absolutely.
Snaphat definitely touches on that point in his essay.
Yeah.
It's not enough to just create this amazing technology.
Right.
We also have to think about its impact on society as a whole.
It's a reminder that with any powerful tool comes responsibility.
Speaking of responsibility, I'm curious about the potential impact on jobs.
Sure.
Some people might be concerned that this increased automation could lead to job losses.
Yeah.
How does Exyn address that concern?
It's a valid concern, but I think it's important to remember that this technology isn't about replacing humans. Right. It's about augmenting their capabilities.
Yeah.
Exyn's drones are designed to work alongside human operators.
Okay.
Taking on those dangerous and repetitive tasks and really freeing up the humans to focus on those higher level decision-making and problem-solving roles.
So it's not about eliminating jobs, it's about kind of evolving the nature of work in these industries.
Exactly. And in a lot of cases, these drones are actually creating new jobs in areas like data analysis, software development, and drone maintenance.
It sounds like the key takeaway here is that the future of industrial drone technology, especially as exemplified by Exyn's work, is full of potential.
Yeah.
But it also requires careful consideration of its impact on workers and society as a whole.
I think that's a great summary. The possibilities are really exciting.
Yeah.
But we need to make sure that this technology is developed and deployed in a way that benefits everyone.
And on that note, what would you say is like the most important takeaway for our listeners today?
I think the key takeaway is that Exyn's work and really the broader trend of industrial drone technology is a prime example of how technology isn't just about gadgets and gizmos.
Yeah.
It's about solving those real-world problems, improving safety, and pushing the boundaries of what's possible.
It's about finding innovative solutions to the challenges facing industries that are vital to our economy and our way of life.
Exactly.
And on that note, a huge thanks to Jörg-Owe for providing such a comprehensive and insightful look at this fascinating field. Now, before we wrap things up completely, I want to leave our listeners with a thought to ponder. So what other industries could be revolutionized by these autonomous drones?
Oh, gosh.
And how will concerns around privacy and regulation shape their future? It's a conversation worth having.
Yeah, definitely.
As this technology continues to evolve.
The possibilities are pretty much endless, but like we said, it's really up to all of us to make sure that this technology is developed and deployed responsibly.
Couldn't have said better myself.
Yeah.
So to wrap things up, Exyn's work is a prime example of how drones are moving beyond just a novelty.
Yeah.
And becoming these essential tools in so many different industries.
Absolutely.
A huge thanks to Jörg-Owe for providing the foundation for today's deep dive.
It was a fascinating exploration for sure.
Until next time, stay curious.